Hi, this is Dina with Pretty Productive. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, thank you so much for joining us. Please consider subscribing and hit the alert for all new videos. Today what I'm going to be doing is a July month end recap and then cash stuffing for the beginning part of August, as well as laying down the rest of my August budget. So I have done some planning in here because some of my sinking funds are going to see some things changed around, and I was so out of control in the month of June, so I'm pleased with myself for how I came out at the end of July, and I'm optimistic about the month of August. So we're going to put the cash to the side for right now. I'll put this to the side. I'm going to put my envelopes here because I do need those. And then let's look at how July ended up. And I will tell you that today is July 31st and we're paid today, and I literally have $1 in my wallet for today, ending this month. So here's what happened for the month. Now I live in Arizona, so the things that may be a little bit different for me is my electric bill goes very high in the summertime because of the heat and the air conditioning bill. And then also we are in a kind of a sort of shutdown. We are pretty much just right now doing essentials. So while in the past for April and May I really struggled to use cash, I am just going to go ahead and continue to use cash because that is my best way to stay on budget. And then last month I had loaded up a Visa gift card with a lot of my cash for eating out and online shopping, and that worked really well to keep me under budget. In fact, I was able to do a little bit of shopping today because I had a little bit of money left on that. And then I did also get money for my birthday, and you're going to see a couple other changes in my sinking funds for this month. So let's go back and recap what we did for the last part of July. So for groceries, my budget was $600 because I really looked at this as a 5-week month. I went into this week with $100 left. I have spent $100. I have nothing left. For eating out, my budget was $300. I went into this week with $19 left. I have spent that. Well, I spent $18 because I have $1 left in my wallet for that. Giving, I went into the week with $100. I have spent that. I have $0. For allowance, I had $50 left. That was gone by Tuesday, and so I have $0 left. And then for personal care, I had taken, it was my daughter's birthday this week, so out of the sinking fund for birthday, I had taken money out for a pedicure for her, as well as tip, and to take her out to breakfast and out to dinner. So I went ahead and had a pedicure as well. So I had $40 left in my recreation fund after a haircut and some other things. And then I moved, I had $50 left going into the week, and I spent that $50 on my pedicure last Saturday. So I have $0 in personal care left. And then recreation, I had $100 in that account. There really has been nothing to do. Can't go to a movie, can't go anywhere. So I took that $100 and moved it to my sticker fund because that is my recreation, obviously. So that $100 got moved into craft supplies and was quickly spent. Household, I had $100 that I had on that I put on the Visa gift card. And that money is still on the gift card. I'm going to be buying some things for the kitchen, like organization. So I'm just going to leave that there until I decide what I want and can get out to IKEA. So I didn't spend anything there, and there's $100 left on the gift card for household. So that is how July ended. Much, much better than how I ended the month of June. June was just I don't even know what to say about June. Okay. So for August, we're going to start over here. So I did kind of a rough draft here. Actually, I probably could still use this one. Yeah, I think I could. Oh, no, I messed up on this one. Okay, so for income, and my husband and I both get paid once a month, so we got paid today. My one daughter, I cover her bills because she moved out and just to kind of give her a little bit of a break. My other daughter pays me $180 and my expenses are $154. So my total income is $10,234. Our mortgage, we are paying extra on, so we pay $3,300 a month. That's our last bill. HOA, I put aside $75. It's paid quarterly, so I put $75 every month aside so that when it's due, and I just paid that in July, so won't be due again until September, I believe, October. Cell phone is $318. Telephone is $45. So this is something that my company reimburses me for, and they reimburse me for $110 of my cell phone bill. So that is where the $154 comes in. And then for internet, it's $100. Netflix is $15. Water, trash, I did get this bill. When I had done this originally, I didn't have it yet, and it was $147. So it's been almost at $170, and then we found out because we got a picture of our front of our yard from our neighbor where we had a leak in our sprinkler system. So we now know why our water bill went up $30 for 2 months. So we have fixed the leak and we are already seeing that come down, which is great. Electricity, I am budgeting $600. So last month was almost $400. It was like $385. But when I look at what July was last year, it was like $540. So I'm just gonna go ahead and budget for $600 because it has been a very hot July. It was a very hot July. Life insurance is $106. Auto insurance is $303. Gas is natural gas. I have not gotten this bill yet, but it's been running around $30. And pest control is I will have service this month, so that will be $90. And then my subscriptions is Elements, Massage. Now they are still open. I just have not felt comfortable going. And then Audible. So in the past, I also had Ellie Edwards. I have discontinued that just because it's been a year and I don't really need any more on that. So when I add up, I'm gonna come back to adding that up because it's no longer the same. Okay, so down here, I'm gonna put total income. Okay, so let me just add these up because otherwise I won't be able to go on. When I did my original one, I hadn't received my water bill yet and I hadn't canceled the Ellie Edwards, so the numbers wouldn't be right. And it will bother me if it doesn't add up. Okay, let's see here. It has been a very long week and I'm surprised that I am attempting this because quite frankly, I'm pretty much just ready for the weekend. So my fixed expenses are $5,145. So I bring that number down here. And this is just a sheet that I created years ago when I started doing this budgeting system. It's Dave Ramsey every dollar budget, but it's a little bit different because I do use a credit card for certain bills that gets paid off every month. But you know, I know that would be a no-no for him, but it does work for me, so that's what I go with. Okay, so for giving, let's see, is this considered a 5-week or a 4-week? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it's considered a 4-week. Okay. You know, sometimes the way the paydays fall, sometimes it's, you have to budget for 5 weeks. Other times you get to budget for 4. So for giving, 400. For groceries, 500. For eating out, 200. For allowance, 200. Entertainment, recreation, I'm still hopeful that we'll get to do something. For household, I put 300, which is triple what I've been doing, but I am starting to have someone clean my house again. I just find with being home all day long, both my husband and I are working from home. The last thing I really want to do is clean my house. So I did hire someone to start cleaning. And so I did put money aside for that. Personal care, 100. Medical copays, I don't know why, but our medical copays, I spend that every single month. Craft supplies, 100, which is optimistic. I don't put anything for my Etsy shop. It pays for itself now, finally. And then I did add clothing, 100, and then a reward category. And I am starting a wellness program, so I just want to put that there just to keep me on track. So my total is looks like it's 2,000. Nope. Looks like it's 2,300. I cannot read my own writing. How sad is that? 400 plus 200 plus 200 plus 100. $2,300. So lifestyle comes down here. So we no longer have debt. The only debt we have is our house. So if I add up our lifestyle and our fixed expenses minus our income, that leaves me $2,794 for sinking funds, which is super happy. Now, this is what happened in my sinking funds. So I originally set them up one way, and then Story Camp, which I have $800 in that sinking fund, was canceled. In addition to the money that I had put aside for the hotel, I had also paid $600 for the seminar that they are sending me back. So I'll have $1,400 in this fund. And I'll tell you in a minute what I'm going to be doing with that money. For fitness, I have $100 in there now. Medical, I have $100. Vacation, I have $19.30. I'll talk about that one in a minute too. Christmas and gifts. So my sinking funds are in a Capital One 360 savings account attached to my Capital One card. And what I do is I move them in and out, and normally it's at the end of the month, but right now I'm going to be doing at the beginning of the month, and I'll tell you why. Because I cannot be trusted. Okay, so when I look at okay, so in my gift fund, I have $1,640, In my computer fund, I have $1,100. And in my emergency fund, I have $3,500. Okay. So what I've been doing, so when my daughter and I opened our shop a year ago, we bought a laptop. And at that time, we were sharing it, and then she moved out, and now she has the laptop. So I needed a computer, and I was just going to buy a laptop versus buying another desktop. So I've been saving money for that, and then I also needed to replace my phone, and I didn't want to do payments on my phone like I've always done in the past or through AT&T. I just wanted to pay it off. So when Story Camp got canceled and they refunded the money plus what I had saved, I went ahead and purchased the phone, and then this month in August I'll have enough to buy the laptop. So I kind of will just look at how this is going to work out here. So of the $2,794 that is left to put in, I'm going to put $600 in gifts and Christmas. My goal is to be at $3,000 by December. This month, July, was very expensive because I had put $1,000 in this fund, but I actually only got to put $251 into the bank because I had spent the rest with all the birthdays and festivities we did this month. For vacation, I was supposed to be going to an Airbnb this week, but my sister got sick, so we are not going. So the money that I had planned for that will stay in the account. And then I was saving for a river cruise, which also got canceled till 2021. So that money stays there. So the only thing I ever put into this is my expense check just automatically, I don't know why, but it deposits into this account. So I just leave it there. So I'll put the $154 in there from my expense check that will auto deposit in there. I'm going to move $600 at the end of the month into gifts and Christmas. And then the balance, which is $2,040, is going right here. So with the $800 plus the $600 for the seminar, so $1,400 here, plus the $1,100 I already have, plus the $2,040 will pay for my phone and the laptop that I've already paid for the phone, but then the laptop will be paid for. So that is how my sinking funds are going to work for this month. And then what will happen is this will go away as far as my computer fund because I will be fine. Now, two things that I did do that were different for me is that I turned in I bought everything through Apple. I took my old phone and did I forget what they call, but you literally turn it in and then they give you money for it. It's like a buyback program. And then I'm going to be doing the same thing, I believe, with my desktop. So my desktop iMac is 4 years old. It is at the point where to do a video or anything on it just really struggles. It doesn't have enough RAM. So I think with what they're giving me for it, which I think is good, I don't think I could sell it myself for the same amount of money, and I don't know that I want the headache. So I am doing that as well, which will bring down this total a little bit more. So that will leave me a little bit of extra money to, buy other things that I might need, or to just go ahead and put it in there for if I want to buy AppleCare or something like that later. So that is my plan today. So what I'm going to be doing differently is, since we have been paid today, I'm going to go ahead and move my sinking fund for my computer already into the account, and my vacation money will go in when the my expenses come in, and then the $600 I am going to leave in my account until the end of August, because I do have a couple birthdays this month that I know I'm going to need money. So probably about 400 of that will actually get to go into the account. So I should be at 2,000 at the end of this month. So that is the budget laid down. Okay. So what we're going to do now is cash stuffing, which is always my favorite part. I feel like it's getting paid twice. So these are the envelopes from my shop, and what I do during the month is I just keep throwing in receipts and registers in here. So put this all to the side. These are from a shop called A Time for Anything on Etsy, and I've labeled them so each envelope has a label. So if I don't want to bring my envelope, I just grab this and the register and the cash and I put it in my wallet, and then I put it back in here when I'm done. I can't commingle the money because I will spend it. So this is for allowance. And then I did order HelloFresh for this week, but I put that as part of my last week budget. And then I don't know if I'm going to order any more because I don't know. I just need a little bit more variety than they have lately. So personal care. And then I do have some upgrades, but you know, who knows when we'll be back to getting massages. Savings. So if I have extra money, then I go ahead and put it in savings, or if I do a challenge, then I'll put it in here. I did have a bunch of singles in here, but I went ahead and took them out when we needed tip money for the pedicures, household. Just take that part out. Craft supplies. So normally I don't stuff craft supplies because I do these online. I buy things online. I did get, because my family knows me so well, I did get a lot of gift cards for Etsy, as well as Target and things like that, Amazon. So a little bit of my haul video that I just did, those items came from those gift cards. And then I have 2 for gifts and bank. And then giving I won't be using because that is still online. Our church is still closed. And craft supplies. Let me see what I did. Let me see how I broke this out. Yeah, definitely not putting any money in craft supplies because I spent most of my time just literally putting money back into my account for that. Okay, let's go ahead and put this out. And then one thing that I started to do differently last month, because I did do the gift card to kind of rein my spending in. That's how I originally did things when I was trying to get out of debt, but I still wanted to shop online. I loaded up gift cards for categories, and then that way you couldn't overspend because that's all that was on the gift card. I still have money left on that, but what I found was it was a little bit harder to keep track of each category on the gift card. So I'm not going to do that this month. We'll see how I do without it. But I did this little book, and then I just like groceries, 500 is my budget, and then I'll just write every transaction down. And then I think what I'm going to do is also write them in here as well. But I do have registers that I pulled somewhere. Okay, well, we'll do those later. Okay, so this is what we're going to be doing. So for groceries, I'm going to be doing $260. So a little over half of what I have for the month, and a lot of that is because I am not going to be doing HelloFresh as much as I normally do. So that will give me more cash to actually go to the grocery store. I kind of felt like with the wellness journey that I'm going on, a lot of the HelloFresh meals, while very tasty, tend to have a lot of rice and things like that that are very high in carbs and high in sugars. Most of the sauces have sugar. So I'm going to try to like start to cut that out, and then that way eventually I can go to the meat and veggie HelloFresh meals. But in the meantime, I'm just going to transition into cooking for myself. So that is groceries. And then for eating out, I put $100. And then for household, because I need to pay the person who's cleaning my house, I put $120 in cash. And then for my allowance, so I get $50 a week, so I put 2 in, and then I break it up 50 and 50. And 50 goes into my wallet and 50 goes into the envelope. So for right now, I'll just put them both in the envelope. And then after I'm done, I'll go ahead and put it in my wallet. And that is the one category that I don't track because, quite frankly, you need to have one category you don't track, right? And then personal care, I am putting 50. So it's 40 plus 10 ones because I always like to have singles for tips. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 50. That way, if I do decide to get a massage, if I feel like it's a little bit more comfortable towards the end of the month, then I can do that. So those are my envelopes. And as soon as I find my the registers that go in here, I will put those in. I go back into my Filofax Maldron. And then the ones that I'm currently not getting to use because of the world that we live in, I'm going to put in the back here. Okay. Same one I just did. Okay, so what I did was I went ahead and laid these down because this video always becomes too long if I don't. So they're color coded. So blue is giving, the lighter blue is my subscriptions, and I still have Ali Edwards on here. Yellows are all fixed expenses. When I'm doing my cash stuffing, every weekend I do balance my checkbook as well as balance this so that I make sure that everything is accountable. And then on the weekly spread, so I'll fill this part off, you know, off camera. And then this is the weekly spread. So I am starting with groceries at 500, eating out at 200, giving at 400, allowance 200, household 300, personal care 100, craft supplies 100, recreation 100. And then I did add an unbudgeted category because June, I still have nightmares about my budget in June. So I did put this here, so I had a place to put something that was unbudgeted, and then I'll need to figure out what budget I'm gonna end up taking that from. And then I put notes down here, and this is when I spend anything out of, you know, could be an unbudgeted, or if I know that I ordered HelloFresh, but I'm not gonna be billed for a week. So I was putting it in here, and then I was forgetting what that number was for. So I'm just gonna put notes down here just to remind myself. And then on my sinking funds, I do put notes on my sinking funds. So for gifts and Christmas, I added $600 to the budget, vacation at $154, and computer was $240. So if I end up, doing the computer this month and I empty that fund, it'll all be noted down here so that I know exactly where that money went to. And then as far as the other ones that I'm not funding, if, say for an example, I use the $100 I have in my fitness fund right now, then I'll count for that here under used, and then it'll become my new ending balance. And then over here on my fixed expenses, I'll write those in. The only two that are not actual right now are my electric and my natural gas. Everything else has come in. And then my weekly check-in. That was a lot. So that was July recap, August bill, change in sinking funds. But I really feel super excited that I can pay for my phone outright, which I don't think I've ever done. I've always just done the monthly payment because I figure there's zero interest, why bother? But I just wanted to just not increase my bill, just go ahead and pay for it since I had been saving for it. And then I'm excited to have a computer that is just paid for outright as well and not have to make payments, even though I do have an interest-free Apple card. Again, it's just that I don't want to have to make the payments. I just want it owned free and clear. So you know what, it makes me sleep better at night. So I hope you are doing well on your budget journey. If you have any questions or comments, please do so down below. I appreciate you coming along with this journey with me. As much as I hope that you take something from the video, I also use this time as accountability for me to stay on track. So I feel like I have to be honest with you when I fail and my successes, because I don't want to not be honest about my financial situation. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support, and have a great rest of your week.